And I landed on the ship in a plane with no name. Somehow the box art just ain't the same. Woo, 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 woo. Well, hello, Glue Troopers. I want to thank everyone who made the impromptu live stream last night. Hope you had a good time. So, I got this wonderful email with pictures from our good friend Paul Adams down in New Zealand. And if you will notice, there's something missing on this box art, like, I don't know, the name of the airplane. So he put in a very detailed letter, and instead of me stumbling through this, I will just read this excellently crafted email he sent. Usually when a company releases a kit, they tell you what the subject matter is, but not always. The Lindbergh kit just says British Carrier Fighter on the box top and leaves it at that. The plane is actually a World War II U.S. Grumman Hellcat naval fighter, which was also used by the Fleet Air Arm board aircraft carriers. It is an early F6F-3 with small windows just behind the canopy. That would make it a Gannet Mark I, later Hellcat Mark I in British service. According to Scalemates, this Lindbergh kit was first released as a U.S. Navy Grumman F6F Hellcat in 1953, and it was to a scale of 1/4 inch to the foot, or as we know today, 1/48 scale. The British Carrier Fighter version, 1959, according to Scalemates, provided a basic set of British markings: yellow bordered Type A roundels and fin flashes, with the identification letters 6 Victor in white on the rear fuselage. There was no serial number. Kit number 558-98 sold for 98 cents. It came in one of the new Cellovision boxes, which had a clear plastic window on the back so you could see the kit. There was also a small trading card for you to cut out. This repeated the kit box art and provided details on the aircraft. The card finally tells you that the aircraft is a Hellcat. The instruction sheet also identifies the aircraft as a U.S. Hellcat. The kit was molded in a rather nice medium blue plastic, and the box art showed a two-tone blue aircraft coming into land on an aircraft carrier. The instructions tell you to paint the undersides light blue. The wings comprised upper and lower halves from tip to tip. The wing was assembled, and the whole thing was slid into position through the large hole in the fuselage. Bombs, a centerline fuel tank, and a display stand were also included. This kit was listed in the 1964-65 edition of the Lindbergh catalog, as was the standard U.S. Navy version. Paul notes that although aircraft carriers are not his main subject, there are a few points regarding the box art, apart from the dubious aircraft color scheme and markings. Are you really supposed to land on a carrier while still carrying live bombs? Surely a bit dangerous. That carrier does not look British to me. Gun turrets fore and aft of the island is something I associate with the American carriers. British vessels usually had their heavy anti-aircraft guns at the edges of the flight deck, perhaps a U.S. class Essex ship. Yours sincerely, Paul Adams from New Zealand. So that's an interesting subject, Paul, and I do seem to recall occasionally seeing models that did not have the actual name of what was inside. They just put something like you have here, British Carrier Fighter, basic description. Now remember that a lot of this was done in the 50s and 60s before the internet, so it could be possibly they weren't really sure what the British called them. And somebody may say, hey, look, here's a picture of a Hellcat in British markings. Hey, well, that's cool. Let's go ahead and get a new box art and issue that model as a British airplane. Hey, what did the British call it anyway? I'm not sure. Well, just call it a British Carrier Fighter. That'll be good enough. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Well, guys, that's my little tidbit for this morning. Hope you're having a great day, and as always, model on.
Unknown to Navy photographer Thomas Lee McGraw Jr. of Teresa, New York, one of the incoming planes is still carrying a live bomb it wasn't able to release. These are McGraw's last pictures. For seconds later, the plane lands. The live bomb is jarred loose and